playoffs, they need to win out, and they have Minnesota lose at least one game, or win out, and then Seattle could lose out. They actually could still win the NFC East, too. That's a little more complicated.
Remarkable.
Win out, and Cowboys could lose out. Tennessee, meanwhile, currently the 8th seed, let's call that, in the AFC. To earn a wild card spot, they would need to win out. Baltimore or Pittsburgh would need to lose one. To win the AFC South, which is still in play because the Texans haven't clinched yet, they need to win out and have Houston lose out.
Ooh, thanks for breaking that down.
Okay.
You're telling me there's a chance.
Telling you this is an absolute must-win for both of these teams. How do you see it going?
Well, I see the Tennessee Titans running away with this, literally. Because when you look at what Derrick Henry has been doing in the ground game, and you look at what Washington has not been doing, let me show you what Derrick Henry, I call him O. Henry. Yeah, it's a delicious candy bar, but it's also a statement. Look at the offensive line up front. Look at them setting the edge right here. And Derrick Henry, they've been waiting all season long to get him going downhill. And when you finally get him going downhill, nobody wants to tackle this guy. Let me tell you, in December, people start making business decisions because they don't want to get in front of the deuce right here. Now, I don't like when he bounced east to west, but he's all of a sudden showing a little bit of a burst. Maybe it's because he's fresh, but he's had 50 carries in the last 2 games, 408 yards, and he's running over guys like that. This is what the Washington Redskins are watching, all right, when they're in the film room. Every single play. Look at smash mouth football. Look at the movement up front by the big hogs. All right, Josh Klein, the guard. You've got Ben Jones, the center. Taylor Lewan moving. And these tight ends for the Tennessee Titans, they're knocking people on their you-know-what, Scott. Derrick Henry, downfield, north-south as a runner. Nobody wants that. When you look at Washington, since week 11, they're one of the worst run defenses in the NFL right now. 162 yards per game they're giving up. Derrick Henry, I don't see why you wouldn't give him 30 more carries. No. Let him set the franchise record for rushing yards in 3 games. I mean,
if he had another monster game, 240 yards, he would set the all-time NFL record for the most rushing yards in 3 games.
There you go.
O.J. Simpson currently holds that record.
And fantasy football, as Lindsay just told me.
There you go.
I know you're a fan.
He's been a monster for people in fantasy. Some people who cut him, as a matter of fact, because he hadn't done anything in the middle of the season. Well, you know,
iron bladders,
fantasy owners, you know how it is. All right, Weezy, well, you're up for this Tiffany matchup right here.
Yes, I am.
Baltimore and the Chargers. Chargers could actually still vault their way to the number 1 seed in the AFC if things go right for them. But let's talk about Baltimore here for a second. Baltimore is currently the 6th. To get a wild card spot, they just need to win their 2 games. Don't need any help in that regard. To win the AFC North, though, remember it's only a half-game difference right now between them and Pittsburgh. They have to win out. Pittsburgh has to lose 1 game because Pittsburgh holds the tiebreaker. So, with these 2 teams trying to prove that they're elite in the AFC, who's a matchup to watch?
Man, the matchup is Phillip Rivers versus this Baltimore Ravens defense. We know the Ravens defense is number 1, right? But this Phillip Rivers guy, he's playing pretty good. Actually, he's playing the best of his career right now. Here you have right here, Mike Williams getting ready to run a corner route, throw that corner by, but watch the ball placement by Phillip Rivers, throwing it up high and outside, only where his receiver can get it. Now check this out. 4th down.
It's all about the Benjamins?
4th and 7. This is when you talk about feeling it. Phillip Rivers is getting rid of this ball versus 2-man coverage, throwing it before his receiver even turns his head, putting it right in the bread basket. 4th and 7. That's what you're talking about. I am feeling the flow right here. I'm going to put the ball where my receiver needs to be, and he's going to catch it. Phillip Rivers against that defense is going to be
and his boy, Eric Weddle.
Oh, yeah.
That's his former teammate.
That's good point.
There's going to be a lot of chemistry there. I'm sure a lot of trash talking.
It'd be great.
Maybe even a little facial hair.
Chargers want to get home field advantage. It's the smallest stadium in the NFL. Let's see Charger fans show up here for this game as Baltimore comes to town.
Well played, Snowball.
I like it.